Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, I don't know what the hell that was.
All right. You ready?
Yep. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, Degens. Welcome to Degenerate Takes on this beautiful February 20th, 2023 President's Day. I am the Brofict one, AJ. Joining me, as always, the man with the numbers, the sportsbook whisperer, college basketball guru, the daddy of the diamond. All hail the king of the links, Mr. Noah Engelbretson. Noah, how the hell you doing, bub?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, AJ. It was a good weekend for sports. Good weekend for U of A sports specifically.
Hey.
Gotta love that.
Hey, great weekend for U of A sports. Would have loved if they covered that 11, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take it as it is. Great weekend for the sports, though. Baseball's getting hot. I mean, our women's basketball team's sticking in there. Men's obviously doing their thing. It's a good weekend to be a Wildcat.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it is. Knocking off number 2 in our opening game. Number 2 Tennessee, knocking them off. And AJ, you know me. You know I love ruffling the feathers of those Tennessee fans because I will say I don't know. I mean, I know they're top 2. I don't know who's 1 and 2 between Michigan fans and Tennessee fans for whining and bitching and moaning about everything every time their sports lose. But definitely the 2 worst fan bases for that.
Dude, no, they're definitely, they can be rough. They can be rough. I mean, but nothing you can do about it. Nothing you do about it. No, it was a weird weekend in sports. I mean, it was our first weekend without the NFL, Super Bowl. Everything's done and over with. Some coaching changes have been made. We'll get into that in a little bit. But big weekend for college basketball, big weekend for NASCAR, big weekend for golf, and a big weekend for the XFL as that has officially started. And now, Noah, you and I were both pretty bullish on the XFL back in 2020 before we started all of this. We were both pretty hyped on it. I thought we both enjoyed the XFL. We both liked it, and coming back into it now with new ownership and everything like that, I still enjoyed it this weekend. I mean, it wasn't the best football you're ever going to see, but it was fine football. I mean, it was good enough football, and still football to bet on the weekends. I fucking love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the same product as the NFL, like that's for sure. But I got to say, it was much more entertaining than the USFL last year.
Yeah.
I gave up on the USFL about after 2 weeks because it was boring. I was like, these games suck. It's not fun. I feel like the XFL has enough like little twists and turns in it, in the rules, that it makes it engaging. It makes it fun. And I'm going to have to watch the USFL when it starts to compare this season to see. But I think the XFL is going to be a much better product.
I mean, I do too. And I don't know if it's because of the talent level they have. I don't know if it's because of the coaching staffs they have. I don't know if it's because just the feeling of it. They're playing in their hometowns and everything like that. It's not a one place, and that feels different. I mean, the DC Defenders game, Jesus Christ, those boys were rowdy. Everyone there was rowdy. I mean, they got their beer snake taken away, and we're dealing with lemons on the fucking field. Like that was some shit, dude.
Hey, man, that's my team dating back to 2020. I said before the XFL season started in 2020, and you can vouch for me here, AJ, I was like, I'm going to be a big DC Defenders fan. And guess what? I'm not wavering. I'm still a DC Defenders fan. I love it. I love it. I love it. They took away the cup snake. And where the hell did they get all those lemons from?
So I looked at a report. Okay, I saw a report that went deep in. Apparently, one of the drinks that they were serving there, and a drink that was like mostly for the beer snake, was this lemonade with a shot of vodka in it. Like upside
and
down,
you
know
lemon.
what I mean? And a whole fucking lemon in the drink. And so they would just order the drinks and just start chucking the fucking lemons.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
You got it.
And hey, want to know DC Defenders, baby? Let's go.
Hey, shout out to them. They had a good start. Battlehawks also win their first game. They used the 3-point conversion towards the end of the game. They used the 15 yards to, the 4th and 15. You know what I'm talking about, instead of the onside kick, and to drive it home and get the win. Roughnecks and Guardians 33-12. That was the biggest differential in points out of the weekend. And then you got Vipers and Renegades 20-22. So Noah, not only are we seeing offense and seeing scoring and seeing defensive stops, we're seeing tight games. Like, we are not seeing a lot. Like, the one blowout I mentioned, I mean, that's the anomaly so far this week. And we have Thursday night football with XFL this week. I think we should do an episode, bro. I think we should do an episode.
Might have to. Yeah, Thursday night, we get a game on Saturday and then 2 on Sunday. I mean, hell, it feels like football didn't even go anywhere.
I mean, it really does. And, like we're mentioning, it's easy to find it. You don't have to go digging into ESPN Plus or anything like that unless you want to. It's all right there for you. I mean, shout out to The Rock and the boys and the ownership and the women in ownership figuring it out. I mean, so far in the first week, I have nothing but good things to say about the XFL, Noah.
Yeah, I thought they came out with a great first week. I'm excited to see what the rest of the season looks like.
Hell yeah. And then I did want your thought on one thing, because it was a big takeaway from me, because I forgot they did it in 2020. But having the refs and everyone mic'd up and hearing those conversations in real time discussing why the call they made the call, what's going through their heads, what they're seeing in the replay booth, I thought listening to that made me appreciate the refs more. And not only that, but made me appreciate the times when they go back on what they saw or they pick up a flag or something like that. Because in the NFL, we don't hear those conversations whatsoever. And I feel like even, especially in the Super Bowl and stuff like that, when there's those, nitpicky calls and stuff, like, I feel like if we could hear what they're talking about and see it from the live action, what they saw and like speaking it, if we saw that, I think it would be a lot easier on the refs for the season. And I think it would make the fans understand a lot more.
Yeah, provide a little more clarity to like why certain things are being called. And I would love that, because it's probably a double-edged sword, if we're being honest, because you get a shit call that somebody's like adamant about and the ref's like definitely backing it up and everyone's like, whoa, that's a terrible call. Then, hammer comes down even harder. But with some of those 50-50 calls, it probably provides some clarity to make some more sense.
Yeah, I mean, XFL is, essentially the NFL's experimental league right now. And so if the NFL likes it and it's getting the good reviews, I think they should go full force into it. I really do. I mean, that would be epic. That would just make life easier.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, Noah, I mean, it's fun to talk about football. I'm excited to follow the XFL this season. Let's talk about something. We're in prime time. It's college basketball season, bro. We are a couple weeks away from March Madness and everything. There's a new AP 25 list, and I kind of want to run through the top 20 with you, Noah, because I feel like the last 5 are just whatever, Real quick,
okay.
Let's go through it. Top 5, you got Houston, Alabama, Kansas, UCLA, and Purdue. Houston making it back to the top 5. To number 1 yet again in the AP poll. Shout out to them. Alabama hanging around. KU's playing right now as we're recording, as we're live here. Shout out to everyone listening and watching. I'm okay with that top 5. I think Purdue's going to continue to slide down the poll as we've been seeing. They're obviously not the best team, and they're going to continue to prove so, and the voters are going to see that. UCLA, whatever, right, at this point?
Yeah, I'm totally okay with the top 3, the way that they are. UCLA should not be 4, and I think it's funny because Mick Cronin's complaining about not being ranked high enough, and I'm like, oh, wait, sorry, let me look at your schedule and the fact that you have won 0 games against the current top 25, 0 wins against the other 24 teams in the top 25.
Yeah.
I have a hard time putting UCLA in the top 5. I think borderline top 10 is where they should sit. They have not really been tested. They've truly played a cupcake schedule this year. And yeah, I can't put any faith in them. No. I don't think Purdue should be in the top 5 anymore. Ridiculous. You lose 3 out of 4 games to unranked teams, and you somehow only fall from 1 to 5. I don't really understand that. Purdue should be a little bit lower. They're not that good as a whole team. They just have a freakishly tall guy at center who's not that talented. He's just 7'4".
But he's a big 7'4".
Yeah, but he got absolutely embarrassed by Trace Jackson Davis. It's not the only one who can do it. I'm sure there's plenty of guys 6'9", 6'10" that are way more talented and athletic than him that can really expose him. I still don't think Purdue makes it farther than the Sweet 16 in the tournament. I've been saying that for weeks. I hold on to that. I was saying that back when they were 21-1. I'm still sticking to it. They're going to flop. They play in a weak ass conference. Who, by the way, can we talk about the fact that people are still projecting 9 Big Ten teams in the tournament?
I saw that. What? I mean, are we watching the same basketball these people are? Like, that threw me for such a fucking loop. I don't see a scenario where a competent 9 teams get into the tournament.
No. God, and here, I'll lay it out for you. There's 3 locks. There's 3 locks, and they're the 3 teams in the top 25 right now. Purdue, Indiana, Northwestern. Then I see maybe 5 fringe bubble teams could play their way out, could play their way in. And then maybe you have a 6th or 7th who are on the outside looking in. If they get hot, could make it in. But those 2 things don't coincide, right? You don't have those 5 teams that I'm saying are not locks.
No.
Continue to play as well to keep themselves in while the other 2 play themselves in. It's not going to happen. It shouldn't happen. It might happen, but like, what the fuck's the point of putting in 9 Big Ten teams if they're all going to be like 8 through 12 seeds? Like, who cares?
The Big 12 cares.
No, it's money. It's money. That's all it fucking comes down to, and it's stupid because the Big Ten sucks. They've sucked for years. For like the better part of the last 5 or 6 years, they've flopped in the tournament every single year, aside from Michigan being the only team that's made a couple of runs. Yeah. I don't know. I think Purdue should be same boat as UCLA, like maybe borderline top 10 right now.
Fair enough.
I don't think they deserve to be that high.
Yeah, I respect it. Let's move it along, though, Noah. Let's go 6 through 10 here. We got Virginia, Arizona, Bear Down, Go Cats, Texas, Baylor, and Marquette wrapping up the top 10. I'm kind of sick and tired being up here, Noah. Can we go ahead and get back in the top 5, please, where we belong?
Yeah, that would require us to stop dropping games to shitty teams.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Which we've kind of done 4 times. So I think we're a different scenario than UCLA and Purdue. Both of them have played fairly weak schedules, in my opinion. We have the quality wins. So, like, I feel like our ranking should be about the same as Purdue and UCLA, but for different reasons, because they're playing well against shitty teams. We played really well against good teams and then have dropped 4 games against shit teams that aren't even in the tournament. So it's like, I guess what I'm saying is like our ceiling is much higher than UCLA and Purdue, I think, but we're capable of losing worse games than they are.
So then are you, because, I see that and I understand what you're saying. And yeah, we got to stop dropping these games. But I'm almost like when we talk about what our ceiling is and everything, I almost feel more comfortable going into March knowing we have a lower seed. I'm almost okay with getting disrespected in our seeding. And then
it's not even going to be disrespect, though. If we win out and win the Pac-12 tournament, we probably get a 1 seed. I think our floor is a 3 seed, so it's not like we're going to be. I don't know that you can call somebody getting a 3 seed really disrespected.
Fair.
I think realistically we end up with probably a 2, and I'm fine with that. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
Fine with it too. I'll take a 2 all week. But all right. Anything about Texas, Baylor, and Marquette?
Baylor got off to a little bit of a rocky start. They're, in my opinion, one of the hottest teams in college basketball right now. They did just blow a massive lead to Kansas, which not a great look. I do think Texas is going to fall apart at some point. I mean, they lost to Texas Tech this past week. Not a great look. I like Marquette a lot, though.
I'm starting to come around.
They weren't the most impressive the first half of the season, but they are hot right now. I think they're one of the better teams in college basketball at the moment.
I'm with you. They're fun to watch, and they're winning close games. And when you win close games, I mean, that sets you up to overcome diversity, Noah, as we like to say, especially in football. And so look for that to be a big boost going into March Madness. I'll throw out an early prediction for you. No, I'm feeling Sweet 16 for them, bud.
Oh, I think they probably go farther than that. I mean, they keep doing what they're doing. They're gonna be probably on the 3 seed line, flirting with the 2 seed line, and I mean, yeah, that means they're gonna have to play a 2 or a 3 seed in the Sweet 16. But um, I like Marquette to make a little run.
Hey, we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do. Noah, let's go to 11 through 15. Tennessee, Gonzaga, Miami, Kansas State, and St. Mary's. Love to see St. Mary's continue to move up. I think that it's much deserved, and they're a damn good basketball team. Kansas State, what?
Rank them higher than Gonzaga, you fucking cowards.
They won't do it, bro.
Oh, they only beat Gonzaga twice.
Yeah, they got to beat them a third time before they can get ranked higher. Come on, you know that.
Okay, they only have a better conference record, beat them twice, but
But
fuck them.
St.
That's
Mary's,
right.
they're not Gonzaga, bro. Come on.
Same reason North Carolina is still being talked about as a bubble team, despite being 0-9 in Quad 1 now, or maybe it's 0-10. I don't remember.
They're
But
so bad this season. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. But yeah, I mean, Tennessee at 11, I have no problem with. Gonzaga at 12 is disgusting as all get out. Miami at 13. I mean, someone has to show the U some love because it isn't going to be us. Kansas State at 14. I still think they're a dangerous team. I think Kansas State is a very dangerous team this season, and they're going to come out swinging. I mean, come out swinging like Mike Tyson in the tourney. And then
I disagree.
You don't think so?
No, and here's why. First year head coach, they're finding a lot of magic, but first year head coach makes me nervous come tournament time. They'll get a good seed. I think they'll win a game or two, but I don't see them making any sort of deep run. I think that lack of experience is going to catch up to them at some point against a older, more experienced team.
Good point. Good point. How are you feeling about St. Mary's, though? I mean, obviously, we think they should be ranked higher than Gonzaga, but do you think they're poised to make a solid run here in the tournament coming up?
I think they should be top 10.
Wow.
I really do. I do think they're good enough. I think they're better than the 4 teams in front of them. Yeah, I mean, Tennessee's interesting because they give you some really nice flashes in the pan, but then they kind of fall flat on their face. You get the great win against Alabama, number 1 in the country, and then you turn around and just get your ass handed to you by Kentucky, who's a bubble team. Kentucky. However, I will say Kentucky's figuring it out. They're going to make the tournament. They're not going to have a great seed, but they are going to be a really, really dangerous 10 or 11 seed.
Ooh,
watch out for Kentucky. Gonzaga is grossly overrated. Can we just say that? Can we just say
agree.
Gonzaga is grossly overrated?
Beyond gross.
I would even go as far as saying I question whether or not they belong in the top 25.
Wow, you're going to go that far?
Look at their games. I mean, this is the whole thing. The conference is weak, but they're not really taking care of business that well. Look at last night. You win by 9 points at Pepperdine. 9-19 Pepperdine. Only a 9-point win. Only a 7-point win at home against BYU. You got the 2 losses to St. Mary's, a 3rd loss in conference play to Loyola Marymount, who St. Mary's did also lose to. But only a 9-point win against Pacific, another team under 500. 1-point win over BYU at BYU, tough place to play, but still, it's an unranked BYU team. 2 points against San Francisco, again, a decent team, but come on, you're only so. You look at the whole body of work. 10-point win at home against Montana. It's 7-point win at home against Kent State, who is a very good team, by the way. Don't want to discount Kent State. Don't want to make it sound like I'm discounting them. 1-point win early in the season at home against Michigan State, who we found out is not very good at all.
Ooh.
Yeah, so like they've got some nice wins in there. Lose by 20 points to Purdue. Obviously, Purdue's really good. Beat Xavier by 4. Xavier's a pretty decent team. But like, you know what I'm saying? That's like I
Yeah.
just read off half their schedule there. Nothing impresses me about this Gonzaga team.
No, I'm with you, buddy. I don't watch them like I watched previous Gonzaga teams when they would handle teams and be like, damn, that's a good looking squad right now. They don't got it. They don't got the offense. They don't got the defense. They don't got shit right now, and they're just playing like a mediocre team who's going to get mollywopped in the first round.
Probably because they're going to somehow, because it's Gonzaga, they're going to get stuck with a 4 or a 5 seed. And they're going to be in full jeopardy of losing to a 12 or a 13 in the first round.
Easy.
Mark my words on that. Come back to this video when they lose to a 12 or a 13 in the first round because they suck. They're not good.
That's easy.
Like that body of work, the 3 conference losses, almost having 5 or 6 conference losses. Nothing about that screams top 25 to me in the West Coast Conference.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. No, let's wrap up the top 20. We got 16 Xavier, followed by Indiana, UConn, Creighton, and Providence. How you feeling, bud? How you feeling about that top 20?
You know, I want to extend this all the way from 20 to 25, or from 16 to 25, because I feel the same about almost all of these teams. These are teams that are decent, probably won't make a super deep tournament run, but they could. These are all the teams that, like, watch out for you. These are the teams that are going to be stuck in those 4, 5, 6 seeds that you don't really want to be playing in the second round or the Sweet 16. They're not fun matchups. That's what I'll say.
Fair enough.
And I kind of feel the same about all, like, 10 of those.
Yeah. That's reasonable. I mean, Noah, you got anything else about college basketball?
Hey, man, only 2 weeks left until conference tournaments.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Let's go.
And March Madness right around the corner. Ooh. Cannot wait. I know I, for one, am hoping and wishing that U of A gets put in a bracket where we're playing in Des Moines, Iowa in the first and second round, because I will be driving down and going to those games if that's the case.
Hell yeah, Noah. Do some live reporting for us. Fuck yeah. But, Noah, to switch gears up a little bit, it's pitchers and catchers have reported we got some new rules floating around baseball, and the rumors are already flying about players going different places. The MLB season is getting into full swing here as we're a couple days away from spring training officially kicking off and the games kicking off. I do just want to do a public service announcement really quick. It's spring training. Take the over. Just take the over. I don't give it. If you think I might take the under, no. Take the over. It's spring training. There's going to be runs. And especially with some of the new rules in place. No, you and I have talked about that a lot. So we'll skip that conversation for now. But rumors already flying. Shohei Ohtani, essentially the god of baseball right now, who's stuck on the Angels. His agent's coming out here hinting at movement and, exploring free agency and everything like that, which... fine. I don't think he's going to get the chance. I really don't think he's going to get the chance unless he has a no trade clause. I'm not aware of his contract, but if I'm the Angels and I think there's no chance in hell he's coming back, move him. Move him this offseason to the team he wants to go to, get some capital for him, and he's a happy guy. He gets his extension and everything, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. And I hope he does go somewhere after watching the Angels just waste the first half, 2/3 of Mike Trout's career, just down the fucking toilet. Yeah, I don't want to see that happen to another guy who's super talented.
No,
terrible organization. Get out.
They're so fucking bad. They're so fucking bad. I did 5 minutes earlier today, Noah, on how owners just need to care in the MLB. If the owner cares in the MLB, the team does good. Okay, I'm not saying they're winning a championship or anything, but I'm saying they at least do good. Okay, don't count the New York Mets. They're an anomaly. Okay, they'll always be bad, especially this year. I don't see them doing well this year, Noah. I see the Mets having a great regular season and then just pissing away the postseason.
I don't know. I mean, they've dumped millions upon millions and millions and millions and billions of dollars into their team. So I think, you look at the MLB, that's kind of like one of the like main things you need to win. Right? You need like good culture in your organization. You need a solid fan base, and you need a lot of money.
A lot of money. A lot of fucking money.
And the Mets probably have about 2.5 of those. So I'm not going to rule them out for anything, because I think it's funny, right? Like, you look at MLB, to have a good regular season, win a lot of games in the regular season, you don't need to spend a ton of money.
No.
The Rays, the A's, the Twins, couple other teams have shown us that year after year. When it comes to winning in the postseason, you need money.
You need money.
The money you spend to build the talent on your roster.
Oh yeah, you need those clutch players.
That's why the Yankees and the Dodgers and some of these other teams win all the fucking time, is because they spend so much goddamn money. The Astros.
It's terrible, and
cheating doesn't hurt. Cheating
doesn't hurt. And I am on the record for saying, especially in baseball, cheating is a part of the game. If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
It's only against the rules if you get caught.
Exactly. Except the whole stealing signs thing and telegraphing pitches. That was bullshit. You don't do that.
Well, they got caught.
Yeah.
It wouldn't if nobody exposed them for that, then who would have cared? Nobody would have known.
Hey, everyone loved Bond, Sosa, and McGuire before they found out.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love baseball. I'm so happy it's back, honestly. I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, it's baseball. It's not problematic unless you get caught.
Yeah.
Stick them. Fucking whatever. The spider tack, not stick.
Spider tack, yeah. That was good. The spider tack had a good run for a while. I'm predicting this MLB season. I'm predicting at least one umpire pitcher brawl because of spider tack or alleged spider tack issues.
I don't know. I just think, fuck it. Just make it legal and let everybody use it.
Hey, let the pitchers use spider tack. Let the batters roid up, and let's have a fucking game.
Yeah, do that. Extend the outfield. Well, that would cost way too much money to extend the outfield in all the stadiums. Whatever. We're just going to have a shit ton of home runs. Well, no, it's fair, right? Because the pitchers get these insane, unachievable spin rates that are so hard to hit, but you let the batters juice, then, it evens out. The balls are harder to hit, but when you do make contact, you're sending them. So,
And shout out, the shift's finally banned. Fuck the shift. RIP the shift, but not really. Fuck the shift. So glad that's gone. But I hated the shift. No, I hated the shift more than I hated a lot of things, honestly.
Hey, those batters just need to learn how to hit oppo.
Fuck off.
I say that
they didn't play with a goddamn shift their entire careers, and then all of a sudden, 10 years ago, everyone's like, oh shit, what if we just put our third and shortstop on the other side of the fucking field?
I say that like I could hit a single pitch off of an MLB pitcher.
Oh shit, right? And then control whether it goes oppo or not. Are you fucking kidding me?
Sorry. No, let me correct that. I say that like I could even make contact off an MLB pitcher.
But hey, just hit it oppo, man. But hey, Noah, before we wrap up tonight, dude, I do want to talk about the NFL a little bit. All right. It is our one true love, and there is some shit going on. And I think I texted you the other day when this news was happening. I believe my quote was, what the fuck is Eric Bieniemy doing in DC? Like,
I'll tell
he was hired as their OC. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there.
I will tell you exactly, because I don't think I responded to you, and I did a little thinking, some research, and I've got a perfectly good explanation that makes 1,000% sense.
Let me hear it.
Assuming he's not ring chasing right now. So we're going to start out with the fact that Washington's paying him more than the Chiefs are paying him. So pay raise. That's a decent reason, right? So we're starting off with that. And then secondly, he's got way more room for growth. I think this is his step because year after year after year, he doesn't get hired as a head coach because it's hard to pinpoint the success on him when he's got Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce
Andy Reid.
and Andy Reid. He just kind of gets shadowed. There's like a cloud over him. So, like, even if the success is more due to him than anybody else, he's not going to get that credit because Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, these big established names, are getting all the credit. And then it's like, oh yeah, Bieniemy, he did a great job. And all these, analysts are like, oh, he should probably get a head coaching job somewhere. But none of these front offices are hiring him as a head coach because it's like, how do we know it was you? So I like the move for him going to Washington. And if they can land like Derek Carr or somebody as quarterback, they have offensive weapons. They have a decent defense. I think, if him and Derek Carr pair up in Washington and have a really good season, literally all they have to do is like make the playoffs and maybe win like a game in the playoffs. And that's going to look so good on both of them.
Well, okay. So I enjoy the reasoning. I enjoy that reasoning. That is a good... That makes me feel good for why he went to the Commanders. It really does. I think, if it is a good step for him, it's a good step. I did read a couple reports that mentioned that it's possible he hasn't gotten the head coaching positions because he's not very good with the players. He's not a players coach, and that seems to be what a lot of these hires are. But I don't. First of all, I don't think Derek Carr is stepping foot in DC. I don't think on his little free agency tour he will be making a stop there. I think they are stuck with Wentz, or they're stuck with Heineke, and I think everyone agrees they should fucking start Heineke. I don't understand why they wouldn't, and I think Bieniemy would be able to get a good offense around him. If Bieniemy is as good as everyone says he is, I guess you're right there, Noah, too. That does make a lot of sense. He is clouded a lot by Andy Reid and what he does and everything like that, being the offensive guy he is and how talented Patrick Mahomes is. I guess the question is, there wasn't a better option? Unless maybe they're trying to put Bieniemy in there so that when Rivera steps down, they can just have a seamless transition?
Could be, because I could see Ron Rivera just kind of stepping down at any point.
Yeah.
And
maybe
I wouldn't
he's in
shame
for one
him
more season?
Yeah, I wouldn't shame him for that either. He's
No.
been through a lot. I did want to say, keep in mind, as of now, the projected starting quarterback next year for the Commanders is not Carson Wentz, not Taylor Heineke, but Sam Howell.
That's right.
So, when Sam Howell goes out and throws for 4,500 yards and 40 touchdowns, like 14 interceptions in his, first season as a starter, then, all the credit to Bieniemy there.
Yeah.
Because God knows Ron Rivera hasn't done anything with any quarterbacks.
No. He can't. But, hey, nothing but the best of luck to Bieniemy. Would love to see him. Nothing more than success for him. He's done so well with the Chiefs, and I really hope he can turn around the Commanders.
Yeah, and that would be exciting to see. And I do want to say I take that back because Ron Rivera, I believe, did coach Cam Newton during his MVP season. So I don't want to say he's done absolutely nothing, but he had about a 2-year stint with Cam Newton. But I think other than that, he's not really done anything with any quarterbacks.
Fuck me. Ron Rivera. He did his thing with Cam Newton. Cam Newton played out of his mind. We'll see if they can fuck around with Howell. I'm sorry, I got distracted reading about the Cardinals' new head coaching. Defensive and offensive coordinators being named. Nick Rallis will be our DC. He was the Philly linebackers coach, and Cleveland Browns quarterback coach Drew
went to the same high school as me.
Did he really? Nick Rallis?
Played for the University of Minnesota. Started his coaching career there.
Shout out Nick. So we're getting to Minnesota. He's rowing the boat, baby.
Yeah, it's a Minnesota boy right there.
All right. Defense, I'm feeling pretty good about. Then we got Browns quarterback coach Drew Petzing as our OC. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a quarterback coach coming in and being our offensive coordinator. I think he'll be able to stroke Kyler's ego the way it needs to be stroked, and hopefully not have
Browns quarterback coach, though. The Cleveland Browns, the ones with Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield before that.
I'm trying to be positive, Noah. God damn it. I'm trying to be fucking positive here. We'll fucking try it. Okay, we'll fucking try it. Oh God, we'll fucking try, dude. I don't know what you want me to say. We need to start making moves. Okay, we need to get this offseason started. We need the tags to go away.
Oh, it's a new phase.
Yeah, and I want to see where we're going. I want to see if we're going into a full rebuild, a half rebuild, or if we're just going to try to plug in place and make a run for it. If we're going to spend some money and go for it. But I have not seen anything, and these hires don't really make me that much more confident in knowing what we're doing. Because I'm sorry, we're hiring a quarterbacks coach as our OC. Is he calling plays? Has he ever called plays?
I would assume your new head coach is calling plays. Or no, you hired Philly's defensive.
Yeah, Philly's DC.
Oh,
he ain't an OC, bro. So our OC's a QB coach. I'm gonna look it up. Has he ever fucking called plays? Even in college, I'll take something. But, shit.
You know, at least you guys get a break with JJ Watt and AJ Green retiring, right? Free up some cap space from some old guys who weren't really putting up much numbers or production.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, we're just in such a shitty place to start the season because we're probably going to
trade D-Hop.
Yeah, we're going to get rid of D-Hop, and then who the fuck's going to start for us the first 6 weeks while Kyler's recovering?
Hollywood Brown.
As our oh, fuck me. Spent one season. So one season. Okay, he was only one season as the Browns head coach. 2 as the tight ends coach for them. He did work with Jacoby and Deshaun. Oh, fucking A.
Hey, it's okay. The Cardinals are full in a rebuild. They have to finally admit that. And if they admit that, then it's okay. Kyler's young enough. You keep him around. If you're in a rebuild, it's fine to pay him whatever the fuck he wants to keep him happy because who else are you paying at the moment?
True. D-Hop, but that'll change.
And, you know, it's if you're a Cardinals fan out there watching, you know, if you fully dive into a rebuild, that's usually a 3 or 4 year process till you're even talking about playoffs. And you just have to be at peace with that. And it's not like you've been making the playoffs very often anyways. So
True. We'll see what happens. And
this all, I feel like, started all the way back with, like, Josh Rosen. Actually, probably a year or two before that. But, you know. It
hasn't been fun being a Cardinals fan. Let's just leave it at that, Noah. How about that? Hasn't been fun.
Sums it up.
All right, Noah, before we close it out, let's look at some franchise tag business going on. 3 big names, I guess, being thrown around for the tags right now. 2 quarterbacks in Daniel Jones and Lamar Jackson, and then Saquon Barkley, also on the Giants, looking at throwing around. I do not see a scenario where
Giants can only tag one player, though.
Yeah, no, I know. So they're going to get it. I think they're going to get a deal done with Saquon before they get a deal done with Jones because Jones is switching agents per sources. And so I think they'll be able to lock something down with Saquon, especially since this was his first productive year in a long time. And so it's like, okay, it was a prove-it year, sure. Here's the money we're willing to give you, and they'll probably include a bunch of escalators and stuff like that. But I don't see a world where Lamar signs a contract this season. That's not a franchise tag. I do not see where Lamar is not tagged and then explored for a trade. I really think it's starting to get to the point where front office, Jim Harbaugh can say whatever John Harbaugh can say whatever he wants, but I don't think Baltimore front office wants him there anymore. I think they are ready to move on, explore a new quarterback situation, and get it and figure it out.
Oh, I think they want him. I just think the fact that he represents himself without an agent, I think they're trying to exploit him. Like, but also I feel like we have this cat and mouse game because I think they're just trying to short him on money that he, deserves to be making. And Lamar sees what these other guys are getting, right? He sees Kyler's contract. He sees Deshaun Watson's contract.
Kyler finished last season.
Yeah.
Kyler, this was the first year Kyler didn't finish. Lamar Jackson hasn't finished the last 2 seasons.
Okay, but hear me out. Like, you're Lamar Jackson, you see Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson getting all this guaranteed money, and he has every right to ask for more because he is better than both of those two. And maybe you have some health concerns that you bring up, but still, like, the fact that the Ravens are coming at him with offers that are lower than that they're not even offering him top 5, top 6, top 8 money in the league, that's just straight up disrespectful. And if I'm Lamar, I'm like, I completely take his side because that is so disrespectful for a guy who has an MVP under his belt, has taken that team to the playoffs pretty much every year, just not this last year. They were in perfect playoff position until he got injured. But yeah, man, I don't know. If I'm him, I would feel mistreated, and I would feel disrespected by Baltimore, and I wouldn't want to play there.
I can't.
I'd be demanding a trade. I'd be demanding a trade.
I can't get on that. I really can't. I don't see how you miss significant chunks of the end of the season 2 years in a row, and you don't even make an effort to come back. I mean, the injury he had was a 6-week recovery, and he's still probably injured with it. I mean, is he not trying during recovery? Is he not, what is he not doing?
I'll tell you why. It's because he can say whatever he wants, that he wants to play his whole career in Baltimore. But he feels disrespected enough by the front office that he doesn't give a shit, which is why he didn't rush back from that injury, didn't care that team lost, barely made the playoffs, and then lost in the playoffs.
But so he doesn't care about his team? There long term. He doesn't care about his teammates? That's a bad team guy then, if he's not giving a shit about if he's healthy to play and then he doesn't come back for playoffs.
It's not about the team. It's about the organization. And look it up. Do some dig deeper. Baltimore is one of the most toxic locker room environments in the entire NFL. I mean, the fact that you had, J.K. Dobbins after that playoff game saying, we would have won if we had our starting quarterback.
They would have.
Who says that? Well,
I'm not saying he must see Lamar walking around doing fine. He must know something we don't. I mean,
that wasn't a shot at Lamar, though.
You think that was a shot at the organization? I think that was a shot at Lamar.
I'm just telling you, the Ravens have one of the most toxic locker rooms and one of the worst relationships between their players and front office, which it didn't used to be until just recently, but it's gotten bad in Baltimore, and there's going to be people wanting their way out, and Lamar is going to be one of them.
Well,
and he won't say that. He won't say that yet because he's still negotiating, trying to get that contract. But he will be playing for a different team a year or 2 from now.
Well, I agree with you. We'll have to wait and see, though, and see how long it is before he does switch teams. Noah, you have anything else to say about anything going on in the sports world right now?
I don't know, man. NBA All-Star break, didn't watch a lick of it. I mean,
no.
Sorry, I don't like watching 400-point basketball games.
Did you see DK Metcalf got a drug test after his All-Star game performance?
Yeah, and that video that was actually it was a really good edit to
really
make the gravity look real on that.
Really good at it.
But also, if you know anything, it's okay, yeah, DK doesn't have an 80-inch vertical.
No, he doesn't.
I watched it the first time, and I was like, oh, holy shit, that's impressive. And then I watched it about 2 more times, and I'm like, oh. No, his feet are above where his head was.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is humanly impossible.
But hey, great video.
But I saw the original video, still was impressive.
Yes.
I mean, dude still got a 40 like low 40s vertical.
Hey,
So the
guys,
original was still impressive, but
guy's an absolute stud. Just an absolute stud. But Noah, I think it's that time of the night. Let's call it a night. I want to thank, all of the Degens out there watching. Thank you for listening, watching, however it is. Twitter, YouTube, Rumble. Thank you so much. We do ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Join the other 229 Degens already subscribed. Thank you for your continued support. Follow us on the Twitter and the social media. Hit the link tree down below for all of that. And Noah, we got a big week, dude. We got some golf coming up. We got some live golf coming up. We got some XFL coming up. I mean, we're going to be busy, man. Silly us thinking that football season was over and we can relax. Shit.
Hey, sports never sleep.
Never sleeps, and neither do we. Thank you again for listening and watching. I, again, have been the Perfect One, AJ. That's the Money Train, Noah. And we'll see you next time on Degenerate Takes.